Okie doke, I'm going to take out probably most of the traps in this field because the last time I get utterly washed out. So I reckon most of the moles have went back into the hedge. So I might as well take them all out and then maybe wait a little while and come back and see if they've came back. One of the things you can use with these, I use bicycle spokes as a little flags. On the end here, there's a little kind of bent bit. You can actually use that to catch your, when you're taking your mole trap back out. Just pull them back up, like so. Saves the fingers. Actually, you can see that one's been partially blocked up, so no wonder that one didn't go off, unless it was just the heavy rain that's blocked that up. But while I'm here, while I'm doing this, what I'm going to do is talk about why I kill moles. I'll get that back in. Now, let's see. I've got a molehill beside me. If I measure this out, it is about kind of roughly 15 inches in diameter, and there are about, I'd say, between 40 and 50 molehills in this little corner of this field, and this is a silage field. So if you kind of added that all up, that's basically a strip of grass or silage which could be, I don't know, 2-3 foot high. That would be between 40 and 50 foot of a strip, which the grass should really be going for the coos rather than being covered in dirt, because this is no use to nobody. So it's a loss to the farmer. Plus also if the farmer has got rabbits on his on the ground, it just means more grass being taken rather than being used to produce the milk. There is also the fact that when the silage is cut, the cart comes along, cuts the grass obviously, it can take some of this stuff into the grass itself, and this has got a kind of bacteria in it. It kind of rots the grass or the silage, makes it kind of bad tasting for the coos, and it also gives the coos the runs, the diarrhea, the dreaded diarrhea, which kind of, no joking apart, it means that the coos aren't producing as much milk as they really should. There's also, if you're a sheep farmer, some moles carry a virus. What's it called again? I had a wee bit of paper here. It is called listeriosis, and which can be pretty deadly to sheep. So that's just another reason to kill moles on these basically farmlands and stuff. I know most mole catchers are for gardens and greens and stuff, which is quite right. I mean, they spend a fortune on their grasses and their greens and their golf courses and stuff. I think I can hear a moorhen somewhere. I don't know why, I'm in the middle of a field. Right, I'll take a little walk about. There are still some moles about here. I can see some slightly kind of new molehills, but I'll have a wee wander about. Actually, I could be wrong, it could be a pheasant. Right. Yeah, it could be a pheasant. Not too many pheasants on this ground. I don't really shoot them. The farmer kind of likes them about. They're quite colourful birds. As you can see, there's a few slightly newish ones. The best thing to do when it's been washed out is to just take out all your traps, kick down the molehills, and just keep an eye on the field again. I know that's not really the thing for professionals, but I am not a professional. I just do it to make myself useful to the farmer. That's another thing. If you're a hunter, you ever feel like trying to get some shooting permission, learn how to mole catch or rat catch. It can get you on a lot easier than just going up and asking with a gun to go and shoot it on the ground. And plus it's not as difficult as you think mole catch. There's supposed to be some kind of big technique, but it's not really. It's quite simple, as long as you keep the traps clean. There's also the thing that moles eat a lot of worms, and they are basically the kind of gardeners. See, there's another one that's been filled in. No one of that never went off. It's probably because of the rain. The rain goes through these tunnels, and the mud and any kind of bits and pieces will collect onto either the trigger or the kind of this bit here. So the mole gets a kind of idea that there's something there that shouldn't be there. I'll try and replace the divots. I say, often a kind of pest control service to a farmer is a lot easier way of getting your shooting permission. But I learned about 80% of how to catch moles on YouTube. I had a couple of DVDs and then bits and pieces of other films and stuff. But it's a good way to start. Right. You can see there's a few things about. Right, what I'll do is I'll go in and collect all the rest of my traps. Right. Here we go again. Another barrel, one side up. Now, do we have anything? Now, the last time I checked this trap, it was a mole on this side. So now there's possibly a mole on this side. Let's oh, it could be nothing. Absolutely nothing. The dirty wee bugger blocked me up again. Well, still noise here. Always well truly pack that in. I'll have to give that a good clean out or move it all together. Oh, the sneaky wee bugger. Right, this means war. I'll clean this out and move on. Here we have a barrel trap that's been sprung. It's a double, but you can see how they're really close together. I'm pretty certain I haven't got a double catch. Might not have any catch at all. It's possibly a fill-in, but let's have a look. There's one. A little male, with the looks of it. I wonder how we're doing the filling in. Oh, that's clear and that's clear, so it must have been This one must have been filling it in, and he's got a wee bit too work happy, and he's filled it in that much that he's went right into the trap. But if we catch one, put the trap back in. Right, on to the next one. We'll see how it goes on. Now, there's got a lot of rain the other night there, and you can see this one has been washed in here. Now, if there was a mole living in here, that would not be allowed, it would have blocked it up. So you might as well take a trap like this out, because there are no moles here, it is moved. I'll dig it out. I've dug it out. There it's there. As you can see, it's no filled in or any blockages. It just means there's nothing there, even though there's absolutely a stack of worms in there. It must have been just a heavy rain that just drove it away. As you can see, what the rain's done to the kind of light soil that was on it. It's now kind of a compacted gunk, which can, in the winter, freeze. That's the thing you've got to watch out for the weather. But it should still work. It does. But it's one of the things you've got to watch out for. Right, on to the next one. Okie doke. Back with the petangs. I can see one is looking like it might have something, but this will only be, if there is one there, the second of the day, because I have been absolutely wiped out by the rain. Most of my traps, even this, you can see is pretty mushed up. The soil's terrible. I may have to bring a lot of my traps in, because I know for a fact that tomorrow's going to be raining quite heavy again. But at least that's a second one. It's not been a completely wasted day. Right, I've only got 2 more traps, a barrow, or 3 more traps. I've still got another, the Talpex, a barrow and a petang. So fingers crossed I'll get another. Okay, it's molehill kicking time. If you're moving out of a place for a little while, kick all the molehills down. It means that the next time you come back, you'll know where the freshest ones are. I've done most of them. Some of them are really old, so you don't really have to kick them down. But that's that done. I'll give this field about a week or so. I'll come back and try again. That's a good thing about not being a professional. I don't have to run away to another job doing this, that and the other. I can have a sustained attack on the moles. Right, always a good idea to look behind you just in case you've forgotten something. Right, that's me done. I'll go into the next field, do the same over there. As you can see, maybe, it's not just the moles that find plenty to eat in the soil just now, although they are eating worms, it's mostly leather jackets and stuff, which is, the farmers like that. It's not always a good idea to shoot crows at this time of year, especially the rooks, because the leather jackets, they kind of eat the root, as far as I'm aware, and it's not that good for the grass. quite a few there. I won't be there for long when I suddenly pop my head up. Wrong way. Quite a few buzzards about too. I suppose the crows are now going crazy for them. Right, I'll head down to the river. Hey guys, gonna do a little trap review, mole trap review. I'll start off with probably the old fashioned one, the old scissor trap. A great trap though, pretty cheap, lasts a long while, and it will catch you a lot of moles. But the way of setting this, can you get around there, is to put, look, you can see these bits here. Now the little bits of metal here that are cut, you adjust them really so that it gives a leverage on the trap, on the trap trigger. Just kind of trigger plate here. A little bit right there. You can adjust them with a little pair of pliers, but I just prefer to keep them where they are. And when I do it, I think I've showed you this before on the first video, is you just put it in, give it a scrape along just to get any rust so it's as smooth as possible. Put it in the middle and then just gently move it side to side. It might snap, but as long as your fingers are here then and not through there, they won't get you. But even if they did, it's not an incredibly strong trap. It's not like a fen trap. It won't break your fingers or anything. But if you set it like that, it'd be really light. There's my... what do I do with it? There it is. Let's see if I can do this. It doesn't take much at all to move that, and that's what you want, because if a mole feels any kind of pressure, you just gently, boom, snap, got it. That is the best way to do them. There are disadvantages to these traps, really. The fact that they're very easily seen by people because of this bit sticks out of the ground. They can freeze very easily and they can get knocked over by animals, people. But all in all, it's a good trap. Now, as you can see here, let's see, this trap has got quite a long, what do we call it, gripping bar. So when that's flat, you just, when you put it into a trap, a run, put it gently into the soil. Try and get this right here. So you can see there's a bit underneath here that the mole can go over, go under, and it gets annoyed with that bit there and hits it. Some of them are shorter. I'll show you them in a second. Now again, these ones have what I've got, a leaf spring, what I would call a leaf spring. In my opinion, these are a lot better than the spring type that are normally about here, because they ones are sometimes in the mud and they can get clogged up. I'll show you one of these. Here is the more modern type of a scissor trap, and I bought these. They look good, they were quite cheap. You can see the spring here. Now that's not really a big problem, it's still quite strong, but the real problem with these, and I'd advise you not to buy these ones, is this, I'd call the trigger plate. Now I'll put it in to show. Now I've actually bent the trigger plate because it was so long that when I put it into the tunnel of the mole, it was literally touching the bottom of the ground. It was sticking into the ground, which meant when a mole comes along, it's not going to be that easy to move it. But the second problem with these is this bit is too thin. It is really thin, and it has started just by the pressure of the trap itself, just here, to actually bend and turn in. See it a bit, if I do it that way. I don't know if it's going to be able to see this. Just about there. It's actually started to bend. So trying to get a light trigger on this is virtually impossible. In fact, when it's in, it's really quite strong to actually move it. See, I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on that, but in my opinion it would be too much pressure. A mole would give it up and fill it in. And they are pretty good traps really, but that is a problem with them. I would avoid them unless you want to make your own kind of trigger plates. This part of it is fine, not bad at all. Not terrible. Right, next one. Let's see, now this, I'll go for the barrel traps. This is a Workman, quite a strong barrel trap, pretty good. The loop here is already bent, so it's flat on the ground, which is what you want. You like that. These are thick wire, same with the triggers, which isn't the best thing. I prefer a light wire for the triggers because they're easier to adjust. See how when you're adjusting this bit here for the sensitivity, that can be a bit of a problem to move with a little pair of pliers. It really struggles. If it's thin wire, it's a lot easier. But they're not too bad. Same with these two. I bend these in, but it took a bit of grunt, a bit of pressure to bend these round, just to kind of let you see how I do it. I put my finger on halfway across the top bit here, trying to do this sideways, press down, then put this over here and use your finger to catch the little trigger wire here. The only bad thing I can say about these Workman ones is, I might have mentioned this in the last video, these bits just here, the loops can become quite loose, so it's always best to carry a little pair of pliers to squeeze these little bits just here in, because they can move quite a bit. They can actually pop out when you're putting them into a mole tunnel. Which isn't good, because the mole trap will literally fall down on itself will instantly realise there's something wrong and block it up. But they're pretty cheap, long lasting, not a bad trap at all. You can set them quite finely. Just remember, when you're setting them finely, you can, see if I can get this, see how these two bits are, where my finger is, you just have to try and do this camera, don't know if you'll be able to see this, just push that forward just a little bit. It may go off in your hand, but don't worry, it won't hurt you. It just makes it a bit finer. But you don't want it too fine, because if they're really fine, when this goes off, the other one might shake loose and go off too at the same time. You want this kept open. But this should be just a gentle touch and gone. That's what you want. So these are the Workmans. Good traps, long lasting, not too bad. Just keep your eye on the little bits there and you'll be fine. The other ones that are a bit muddy, they're just out of the runs I was doing there. Try and keep the grass off them. Now, these are pretty cheap, thin wire. They're not flattened, but you do that yourself. But they are the easiest to adjust. You can even cut a little trigger wire here to size. In my opinion, these are my favourite barrel traps because they are just so easy to adjust to a really fine trigger. Same kind of thing. Push it down, arc it over on the middle. I do that without catching my fingers on camera. Now you can see this, the little bit there is virtually on the edge. That means that both of these are going to be absolutely finely set. So this one I've had for 5 years, I think. It's doing not too bad. It's still quite strong, very workable. These were called Defenders originally. I think they're called STVs now. But if I was going to buy barrel traps, these would be my preferred trap. Set this off, it's almost ready to go. I think that would have been a dead model. I haven't actually tried these ones yet. These are brand new, never been used, but they were £2 each. I thought I'll give them a go, see what they're like. They're very similar to the Workman trap. They're called Triple H Hunting. I don't know if it's anything to do with the American wrestler. They're strong, they look quite solid. The same thing as the Workman, they're thick wire, quite difficult to set finely, but it can be done. But not too bad at all for the price. These ones are not set yet, really. I need to adjust them. Again, quite a bit of movement there though, but that just needs this to be widened out a bit. Other than that, not too bad. This will probably be a bit stiff. Not too bad. For £2 each, you can't complain. Now, next one is the Talpex. These are handy little traps. pretty much always useful in light sandy soil. There's nothing you can really do to adjust these ones. They're basically good to go. Quite simple, you just over that. Move the little trigger plate along, press it down, put it in, and then you put it into the hole, and let's see, that's the bit you adjust. Just press that down till it hits your finger. You want that to be as flat against that as possible. It makes it the lightest trigger. The idea is that you put this into a run and you put soil round about it, and the mold comes through here. This is one of the things about this trap, is the mold doesn't feel any metal, it only feels the soil, and as it pushes the soil up, it hits this plate here, and in doing so, clicked, it's got it. Handy, but only in dry sandy soil. Don't put it in clay, wet mud, it just won't work. The reason it won't work is when it's coming through, if the soil in there is muddy, when it moves it along, this will get hit before the mold's actually in the trap. But a good handy trap to have. Now, what next? This is the Butang, probably my now favourite mold trap. You do need a little thing. You can either get a little pair of pliers or this little tool that levers it open. Let's have a better look at them. They're really simple, very old, the old design, I believe from the 14th century. You can get two types. Well, these are non-stainless steel, the others are stainless steel, obviously. The other ones won't rust. These ones will rust, and you need to kind of use either a file or a sandpaper now and again just to smooth them off. I've just realised that my battery is almost out. I'll try and do this. Now, to set them, all you do is put this. There's these little notches in this tool that go in between the thing. The notches go in the wire, and you just squeeze it round so that it opens it up. Then you get your little trigger square, you put it, use it in the end, trying to get it as straight and as even as possible. Then you let it go, just gently let it go, like so. Now, these can be set straight up, at an angle, upside down, deep in holes that way, any way you like. They will catch moles every way but this. The idea is, the mole comes along, sees that little bit there, hits it, presses it along, doesn't take much, and blink, dead mole. Very handy, very light. The only thing is you need two for each tunnel. If you've got a double tunnel, I suppose you can use them singly too, if there's a one-way run. But rapidly becoming my favourite trap. Killed quite a few moles with these. Very good. Now, what next? Gloves. I'll use these gloves here. You want gloves that are as tight to your fingers as possible, but There's no point being waterproof because it doesn't matter what's going to happen if they're going to get wet, but you want to at least keep some of the mud off your hands. I use these, the Jack latex coated glove. These are a medium. Good little gloves. Again, pound shop. The pound shop tight and to protect your fingers. That's really all it takes. Incidentally, if you're ever using a molehill to clean your hands, or well, get the smell of human off your hands, just be careful because there are foxes that like to take a dump on top of mole traps, molehills, and you don't want that all over your hands. Right, a little book, a little pen, a little book gives you an idea. Just let's see. I mean, I basically just put little things with first field, second field. Gives you a rough idea of where your traps are. And normally it's round about hedges and stuff. They're easy enough to find. But if you get traps that are way out in the middle of a big silage field, they can be absolute hell to find again. Talking about finding traps, the two main little trap markers are basically a bit of bamboo with some of this black and yellow stuff. These go out normally, as I said, in the big fields. You want as obvious a one as possible in fields and in the great big fields. But if you're near a road or a path, anything public, try to use something like this. This is a bicycle wheel spoke and a bit of plastic, because it's so easy for people just to see a trap that it's obviously been marked, and they'll steal it. You'll get the poachers at night, they'll steal them. If you do something like that, it'll just look like a bit of plastic, a bit of rubbish. You'll know it's there, but they won't. Right, I think I've pretty much done everything. This video is mostly talk, blah blah blah, and I'm not the best of talkers, and I can see this camera is just about to go out. You can see the amount of rubbish, all this gear that you need to carry. You do need a solid bag too. But that's about everything I can think of. I shall carry on. I may just set up my mink trap. Catch you later. Oh, forgot one last thing. This is a mole prod, I think it's the real name for it. I've got a mole poker. Basically just an old rod rest. It's been cut to size down here. Used to have a kind of rod rest here and on the other side. I just cut that off, put some black tape around about it, and I'll use it to find the mole runs. Just when you get to the end, grind it down, file it to a kind of a bullet point, and there you go. Good for the job. It doesn't cost much. There, that's me finished. Right, well, here is something quite bizarre. I've just came across one of my scissor traps with a mole in it, and it shouldn't be here. I was just heading over to I've got a Talpex, a scissor trap, and a couple of the Frenchies, and I've came across this. What the hell grabbed this? You can see it's been out for a wee bit, so look if you can see any tracks. That is very odd. Very odd indeed. Never had that before. Possibly a fox or badger. A bit complex to kind of figure out what's happened with this one. But at least I found the bugger. That's possibly a bit of good luck for the day. And it's another mole. Oh, a very stinky one. Right. I'll head on, see what's happening with my other traps. I'll clean that out and put it in the bag. Right, this is where my scissor trap was. I'm trying to see if there's any tracks. There is something just kinda there. I'm still not exactly sure what it is. You can see the kinda circles in there and in there. There's a kind of a pad there. Maybe something there too, but really difficult to know what it was. I've had a good look about, I can't see anything decisive. I have to get Columbo into it. By the look of that, I'd say it's either a fox or a badger. I'd say because it's quite round, I'd say that's more like a badger, but I could be wrong. Anyway, it's done and dusted. I'll have to just leave it at that. Alright, I'll go and check the French traps. That's my last of the day. This is the last trap of a day where I've picked up most of my, well, pretty much all of my traps because of the wet weather. And it seems that there's this one, a Talpex, has been snapped. Could it be a mole? Oh. Yay! Wasn't a complete waste of a day. That's good. Right. See, you can see the soil is still quite light. That's what these Talpexes are for. Let's have a look. Well and truly, Weight Watchers broke the spine. You can see they're quite stocky animals. A lot of muscle for the flippers, or the paws you might call them, and quite a big lung capacity because there's not a lot of oxygen down there. Amazing wee creatures. This one is look, it's a male. Right, end of day.